Get ready for an action-packed episode 73 of Bardic Quest. As Iarno Albrek closes in on Sergei, Thorik and Saga seek the help of Sildar Hallwinter, while Johann tries to protect Sergei from being caught in this high-stakes race against time. Last time, our party ventured back into Phandelver with one Sergei disguised as Margaret. They were reacquainted once again with their party rouge, Johann, and they went into the Stonehill Inn and talked with what few locals were in there. And discovered that the Lord's Alliance, essentially trying to clean up the town after the mess that was the Red Brands, and perhaps even some of the mess that our heroes left behind before they left. And they left Gundren and Sergei in the inn, whilst Thorik, Saga and Johann went to investigate further. And they headed towards the Townmaster's Hall. Johann was left behind looking after the real Margaret, as she had attempted to go into the Stonehill Inn, which may have blown Sergei's cover if they hadn't intervened. Whilst Thorik and Saga had a face-to-face encounter of sorts with Iarno Albrek, who is heading up the Lord's Alliance occupation of Phandelver. They had a very tense exchange with him, and he impressed upon them a warning that Sergei, if found, may very well face death for his crimes, and indeed, if our heroes had been helping hide him, they may face the same fate. And after that rather tense exchange, they, Saga and Thorik, entered into the Townmaster's Hall to speak with Sildar Hallwinter, whilst Iarno Albrek announced that he was paying the inn a visit, which is where we pick up. Sergei,
Hi.
you are blissfully unaware of the conversation that has just taken place.
Mm-hmm.
You are in your room. Your disguised self at this point has now worn off. So you are yourself in the room. Johann, you are still outside trying to get a word in edgeways with Margaret, who is boring you to tears with stories of the good old days in Phandelver. But, Sergei, what would you like to do?
Okay. Is there a window in this room?
There is.
And does the door lock?
The door does lock, yes.
Very well, I shall lock the door. I'm assuming there's some candles and stuff lighting the room.
Indeed.
Lovely, I'll keep them on for now. And is there a heavy object in the room anywhere? Like something that I could potentially smash a window with?
Do you want to give me an investigation check?
I would love to, actually. That's an 18 plus numbers. 2, so dirty 20.
Okay. You actually find, which you hadn't noticed before when you pulled the parchment and quill and ink out, there's actually a solid, ornate-looking, but made of stone, paperweight.
Brilliant. I'll keep that. just to the side, and then once the door's locked, I can see kind of the dark sky out the window. Is there a mirror in here?
There is.
Lovely. I'm gonna head up to the mirror, stare at myself, take out my other dagger, and start to slice off my hair.
Okay.
The goal is to go for one of the full Viking, just hair on the top, a little ponytail type thing at the back. Change up as much of the appearance as possible.
Cool.
And I'm
Okay.
going to try and, with a dagger, try and shave down to Ollie's beard.
Right. Okay. So very, very short, except for the bit on the top and the
Yeah.
sort of
And then
braid.
obviously this little Roger the Dodger over here.
Wilkinson's dagger.
Yeah.
All right. So whilst oh yeah, go on.
Yeah, I was just going to say I'll spend the time doing that.
Okay. So whilst you are doing that, Johann, let's go to you.
Yes.
And I said to him, I said, you are just so lovely to me, and I am just so blessed to have had you in my life. And unfortunately, I never did see him again.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
And well, you know, as you get older, my love, and you will realize this when you're my age, people come and go in life, and sometimes you just have to let them go.
Yes, you do.
And you know, sometimes people stay and they stick around and they gift you wonderful experiences.
Oh, don't they just?
Yes,
Why
they
is
do.
this my grand?
They do, my love. And you know, again, you will realise this when you are my age. But it's those people that you need to keep close and hug real tight and tell them that you love them every day.
By your age, do you mean 25?
Oh, stop it, you! And she slaps you on the wrist.
What a player.
You must get all the ladies queuing up if you talk to them all like that.
You'd be surprised.
Oh, you rogue.
That's so meta. That's so meta.
Yes, so many layers.
Now, he looks out to see if there's any sign of them coming back. Do tell me again, what was the secret ingredient of your lemon drizzle cake?
Oh, my lemon... tell you what, my lemon drizzle cake is the envy of all of the baking contests here. In fact, unfortunately, we haven't done a baking contest here for about 15 years. But let me tell you, if ever anybody was in a round against me and my lemon drizzle cake, then you could bet your bottom gold piece that they would be absolutely terrified that I would wipe the floor with it. And at this point, it just starts to turn into white noise as she's just talking at you. And it kind of, her murmurs go into the background. And as you look across the town square, you see a group of 6 guards, armoured guards, walking towards you at a pace, headed straight for the inn, and a red-robed man making his way, looking as though he means business.
I look straight up at not Margaret's door, and then back at Margaret, and then just take a deep breath, and then just relax back into myself.
And she's carrying on talking, and these guards walk right by you, and they head towards the inn door, the door of the inn itself.
I kind of catch their eye and see what they're doing.
They seem like they're making a beeline, like they are armed. They look, again, like they mean business. And you suspect that there's about to be a raid of some kind happening upon the inn.
relax and stay exactly where I am. I'm going to still keep listening to her, but going to keep an eye on the door.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anything else? Just watching?
Yes.
Okay. And they walk up the steps to the inn, and they walk straight into the main bar area. They're now out of sight because you're sat outside with Margaret.
Margaret.
Yes, my love?
It's getting rather cold out here. It's getting rather
Do
late.
you know what? I thought it was just me bones, but yes, I think so as well.
Shall we go inside?
It's been a particularly
No,
cold...
you can't. Oh, no, please, you can't go home just yet.
No. I'm happy to stay here with you, you know. But it has been a
Well, if you
particularly
insist,
cold...
it's been awfully kind of you to talk to you. Yes, it's been absolutely lovely. We must do this again. Please do get you home and get you home safe. Bye, Margaret. It's been a pleasure to talk to you. Please do get...
She's kind of like confused and like,
I don't... Oh, no. Am I staying or am I going? I don't know. What am I doing?
Oh, Margaret, I really cannot bear to tear myself away from you, but oh my goodness, I am so exhausted from the day's
you definitely
travel.
need to get some sleep then, don't you?
Oh, I'm so
It
sorry.
must be past your bedtime. Have I been keeping you up with all my nattering?
Oh, no.
Past
It's
your
been
bedtime.
an absolute pleasure. Now, please, I do insist you go home straight away and do tell someone when you get home safely and then make sure it gets back to me so we know that you're safe. But please do, by all means, head home safely, please, Margaret.
Absolutely. And do look after yourself and please don't be a stranger. If you do see me in the street, do say hello because it's been a lovely chat with you and I would quite like to have it again sometime.
We must do tea sometime.
Indeed.
Good night.
Good night, young man.
and she toddles off down the street.
Protect her at all costs.
Yes.
Johann doesn't make an entrance, but walks in confidently. Yeah. Doesn't actually boot. He wants to boot the door down, but doesn't. Just kind of carefully opens it, stretches like he's just coming after a long journey, and says loudly to the barman, "Barkeep, a drink of your finest, please. I am weary from the road."
Thorik, Saga. You step into the Townmaster's Hall. You have your guardsmen with you.
Mm-hmm.
The four of them, two on each of you. You step into the hall and you can see a very fat, pompous-looking man with fine clothing and a large gold necklace and medallion, which you suspect is iconography of his position as Townmaster. And he is sat at a very, very ornate oak table with Sildar Hallwinter. What would you like to do?
Sildar.
He turns and he looks at you and he says, "Oh, hello. Nice to see you. I didn't think you'd be back."
At all?
Well, I was concerned for you, that's for sure. Heading out into town. Didn't even say goodbye.
Good news. We found Gundren.
Oh, thank the gods. Now listen. And he beckons you over to sit at the table. He says, "This is the Townmaster Harbin Wester. I don't know if you've met him before." And
We've spoken.
he
Pleasure.
looks over and he says, "Well, I don't think that I recall meeting with you before."
I think you're very good friends with a very dear friend of mine, Halfriend Loren.
Oh yes, Halfriend Loren. How do you know him? You, if you forgive me, you don't seem like the usual sort that he would spend time with.
Well, I'm quite famous in Neverwinter.
Oh,
And Halford Loren is
he's also very famous in Neverwinter, isn't he?
yes. He's one of my biggest fans. I'm a minor celebrity of Neverwinter, if you could.
Well, you didn't tell me you were hanging around with celebrities, Sildar. And Sildar says, well, they're not my usual type, celebrities, but these fine folk have served me very well as friends and companions. Saved my life, actually, as it were. And he said,
Yes.
"Oh, really?
We do it again. Sorry, Sildar, I fear your colleague outside Iarno was a bit remiss to let us in, thus our friends here, but is it really necessary that they stay with us with our during our conversation? As you've just said, we are, bosom pals, the lot of us here.
Indeed.
He looks to the four guys, the guards, and he says, "Aye, these friends of mine are right. You can go." And there's a real sense of awkwardness, and they almost seem unwilling to move on Sildar's word. And Sildar looks to the townmaster, who lets out a big sigh, and he says, "Well, you heard the man. Go!" And they kind of, you see one of them let out a big sigh, and he turns on his heel, and the other three follow him out. So it's now just you, Harbin, Sildar. That's it.
In Dwarvish, I would like to say to Sildar, do you speak Dwarvish? As he has kept the company of Gundren Rockseeker.
Clever, because
I'd like to look at both both the Townmaster and Sildar, and he's kind of ashkara kui korshnana. Sort of like as if he's just sort of like passing the time of day, but he's asking, do you speak Dwarvish, hoping that the Townmaster would also answer him if he did as well.
The Townmaster looks bemused, and Sildar responds in really kind of broken Dwarvish, and he goes, "Kabask alaga."
Which means
essentially translates as
my
a little
hovercraft is full of eels.
Yeah, a little bit. Okay, that's something.
I nod. So just a blessing, Dwarvish custom. Forgive me, Townmaster, if you did not understand. It is simply good friends, good fortune. It translates to. It's been a while since we've seen Sildar, and I'd like to present you with something that you have sorely missed, and I give him his armor and blade.
His face lights up, and he says, "Well, these have certainly served me well, that's for sure. Where did you find them?"
We found them in Cragmore Castle, north of the Tribor Trail.
Oh, you found the castle as well, then? Well, I assume that was where Gundren was being held, if that's the case.
Indeed.
That strikes us really odd to Thorik.
Okay. Do you want to give me an insight check?
Yes, please.
What's your thinking?
Ooh.
Well, we really struggled to find Cragmore Castle and have it named, and the fact that he's just like, oh yeah, that's where I thought he was, is kind of a bit like, oh really? We spent several episodes finding out that information.
Okay, give me an insight check.
These gods are good to Thorik. That is a 22.
Okay. So it's actually not as odd as it might actually appear to you.
Okay.
Because
Good.
actually your first whisperings of the castle came from the goblins that had captured Sildar. So he's certainly aware of the castle and also aware of the Cragmore tribe, obviously. So yeah, it's not as odd as it might seem.
He just said it so casually. My nerves are in shreds. I'm jumping at shadows. Like, ah! Are you the black spider? Show yourself. So yes, we found it there. Wasn't easy getting him out, to be honest, and we think we possibly saw this black spider individual, or maybe someone that's connected to him, or something like that.
Right. Did you oh well let me put it this way. Were there any goblins left once you were done with the castle?
I'm afraid so.
There were? How many?
Saga?
Hard to tell. We got rid of most of them.
Okay.
Few stragglers.
A patrol of hobgoblins came back as we were leaving, that we didn't tarry with, but they were about 4 or 5, and we maybe encountered again 4 or 5 goblins in the sort of eating hole that ran off.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Well, did you at least dispatch of their chieftain if he were there?
Oh yeah.
Oh right. That went that well, did it?
Well, group effort.
Right, well, and he kind of nods to the townmaster, kind of like, come on. And the townmaster lets out a big sigh. He goes, oh, very well. And he gets up and he moves over to a drawer. He pulls open the drawer and he brings out this quite large coin purse and he just dumps it on the table. For your services to the town and its surrounding environment.
Thank you. Can we ask that you tell Iarno Albrek of what we've done for the town, since he seems to treat us like common criminals?
Sildar lets out a big sigh and he says, yes, Iarno. Look, I have done the best I can to try and dissuade him from going after your friend, but you have to understand that, he has been looking for your friend for many, many months. And I don't think any amount of good deeds, as far as he's concerned, are going to dissuade him from doing his duty there, I'm afraid.
So even after all we've done for the town, we might still end up in prison, or
all
dead.
I would say, if you yourselves do not want to end up locked up, is to not get in the way of his investigation.
Sildar, what of the red brands, though? I mean, are they actually gone? Like, what is happening?
Yeah, I think there were a few straddlers left after you dealt with whatever you dealt with down below the manor, a handful of them. But they were carted off pretty swiftly after Albrek arrived.
How good of him to come in to deal with them so late.
And the townmaster goes, well, yes, quite the hero, if you ask me. Quite the hero. Very selfless man.
In Dwarvish, Thorik says to Sildar, that man is a prick.
And Sildar kind of gives you a look as if to say, watch yourself.
Thorik just holds his hands up May I only speak the truth in this room, Sildar?
Indeed. Well, look, I do not know if I can do much more to, as I say, dissuade him from going after Sergei. I owe him as well. Like, Sergei, out of all of you, probably did the most to save my life. If I had fallen off the edge of that small cliff that I was thrown off of and hit the deck, then I dare say I probably wouldn't be around to speak of it at all. So Sergei definitely did more than most. I am doing everything I can. But unfortunately, as far as Albrek is concerned, the law is the law, and he must be dealt with.
And who is above Albrek? Who gives him his orders?
Well, I have known him to have meetings with Daggle Neverember, who sits on the Lord's Alliance Council. And let me tell you that Neverember doesn't suffer fools neither. So, be warned.
And Neverember's not here currently?
God, no. He's not going to waste his time with Phandelver, no.
Where is he?
He goes to and fro from different settlements, but often he spends a lot of time in Neverwinter. That's his main base of operations.
I see.
But listen, it really wouldn't do for you to spend too long here. As I say, Iarno is on a mission to deal with Sergei. And if he suspects that you are trying to persuade me to assist, because he knows of our history, if he thinks that you are trying to do too much of that, then it will put everybody in his crosshairs. And I don't think that would be wise. I would get to the inn as quickly as you possibly can, because he has been tipped off that you were there.
By who?
I don't know.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sildar.
My pleasure.
We pick up this large bag of money.
How much money?
500 gold pieces.
Woo!
Shall I put it in our group fund?
Aye.
Hi everyone, I hope you're enjoying today's episode of Bardic Quest. Before we get back to the adventure, I just want to take a moment to ask for your support. We work hard to bring you the best episodes every week, and we're always looking for ways to improve and make the show even better. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing to our channel. Your support helps us reach more people and keep the show going. And if you want to be even more involved, why not leave a comment or hit the like button on the latest episode? Your feedback is always, always appreciated. We have so many great episodes for you to check out, so don't miss out. Subscribe to Bardic Quest on YouTube now and never miss an episode. And with that, let's get back to the adventure.
Johann, you have strode into the bar. You have declared that you want a drink. And the barmaid is quickly putting it together. But as she's doing that, you're actually seeing Albrek and the guards headed towards the stairs to the rooms upstairs.
Okay. Gentlemen, won't you join me in a glass of worthy refreshment?
They appear not to really hear you. They're just very much focused on heading up those stairs.
I go to the barmaid. Glass, give me a glass.
She quickly passes you one.
And I throw it as if I'm drunk. Oi! And it crashes against the wall and breaks.
And do you want to actually give me a... This isn't necessarily to actually physically attack. But
No. It's not to attack them. It's just to...
but I'm going to use this to decide how well this goes for you.
Okay.
So can you make essentially a ranged attack roll?
Okay.
So it's going to be a d20 plus your dex bonus.
Okay. Ooh, that'll be an 11.
Okay. You hurl the glass towards the wall, and it smashes against the wall, but all of the glass goes pretty much all over one of the guards, and he turns and glares at you through like the gap in his armor where you can see his face, and he just glares at you. And the others stop on the doorstep, not the doorstep, on the stairs. And Albrek turns to face you.
That's better. Come now. Join me. I hate to drink alone, you understand?
Albrek takes a moment. He gestures to the guards further down the stairs just to make way, and he directs two of the guards. Well, he directs all of the guards to basically stay on the stairs. And he walks towards you. And he says, Johann, is it?
You are a good guesser. How did you know my name? Have we met? He puts an arm around him and like escorts him to the bar and pats him on the chest and is like, I think we've met once before. Was it in an inn? Was it in an inn in Neverwinter? No, it wasn't. Don't tell me. It was. It's on the tip of me. Let's wet our tongues and.
Can you give me a performance check, please?
I'm +0 on performance, so he's really doing his best Meryl Streep here. 15.
He barely moves as you're like almost like throwing yourself at him with this drunkenness. And he says, young man, do not take me for a fool.
I think
faux drunkenness will get you nowhere. Where is the whaler?
The whale?
Yes, a deep, deep sigh. The whaler.
You're gonna have to use a few more words. I don't know who you mean. I am most offended that you think that I would pretend to be inoculated, because you should know I can't hold my drink. Don't tell anyone. Secret. You and me. And, your friends, who are welcome to join me in this wonderful establishment. Let us not be so formal with each other. Let's enjoy ourselves while, the dwarf and the little woman are away.
We can do this the easy way, or we can do this the hard way.
What do you mean, if you pay or if I pay? Because I don't have any money on me, just so you know.
Jack Sparrow.
Just so you know.
Johann Sparrow. Captain Johann Sparrow.
He gestures 4 guards over So there are 2 on the stairs and 4.
No.
And he takes a step back, and the 4 guards stand in front of him. He says, "One last time, the easy way or the hard way."
All right, then. If you insist. If you are going to be such a crashing bore, he shouts over the top of his guards, I am going to have to go to bed. Good night, sir. And then storms towards the stairs.
As you are walking towards the stairs, Albrek casts Charm Person upon you.
No one said he was a magic user.
No.
Why is this tool a magic user?
No.
I need you to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
Please roll high. For the love of everything, please roll high.
Is guidance still in effect?
Oh, yes. Good point.
How
Is
long
it?
does guidance last for?
A minute, I think.
No, absolutely not.
Nah, it's a minute. Now it's gone.
No.
Gone.
Should have done bless.
Oh, no.
Oh, well, we didn't.
Okay.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
3.
That would be a 3.
Ooh.
Okay. He has raised his hands and he whispers a curious, almost like uplifting phrase. You strain to catch it, but something interrupts your thoughts. And when you refocus your gaze upon him, a familiar smile meets your eyes. And you see his face of a friendly acquaintance. And every time you've met him, he has been welcoming, warm, generous of spirit. Very much on the cusp of being a friend. And he puts his arm around you. And he says, "Young Johann, it is always a pleasure to see you. Always. And I really could do with your help. And believe me when I tell you that with my resources, any help that you can provide would be worth your while. I could make it so worth your while, and all you have to do is simply answer one question for me. Which is, where is Sergei?"
So if I read the situation correctly, I now can't lie.
It's not that you can't lie, but you see him now as not a threat to you. He is a friend, essentially, to you. So it's not that you can't lie, but the question is, with that shift, would you lie?
You know him?
Oh, yes, indeed. We go way back.
How do you know him? I'm interested.
Professional connections. Would he, and please forgive me for perhaps jumping to conclusions, but would he by any chance be up those stairs?
Yes.
Thank you. You have been so kind. Gentlemen, and he turns on his heel and marches up the
Here we
stairs
go.
with the 6 men behind him. Sergei,
Hello.
you hear a lot of footsteps suddenly outside of your room.
Run.
Is there anything you'd like to do?
Wait, he's a friend, but his guards aren't, are they?
Correct.
So I say, where are they going?
Oh, they're just going to pay your friend a visit with me, of course. I will be overseeing this.
At least he might not be dressed.
I promise not to look.
May I wake him? He's a heavy sleeper.
Well, it can't hurt, I suppose. Come. And he puts his arm around you, and you walk up the stairs with him. Sergei, you're hearing a lot of footsteps outside. Your door is locked, because you locked your door previously. Is there anything you'd like to do?
Yes.
You have a
I
matter
would
of
like-
seconds.
To get out the loot and start playing a tune.
Okay.
Just
Sorry, you done?
yeah, just
I knock on the door. Hang on. Dun, 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 dun.
You hear a knock on the door, Sergei.
I go,
He
Remind me.
doesn't sound to me as though he's asleep, Johann.
oh, he's quite the sleeper when the mood
Forgive
takes
me,
him.
But is he that talented a musician that he is able to play his lute in his sleep?
He must have been practicing.
Don't lie to me, Johann, because I trust you implicitly as my friend.
He must have been practicing late into the night when he should have been sleeping.
So he's not asleep.
I thought he was.
Well, in which case then I don't think we're going to need you to awaken him from his slumber. And Iarno knocks on the door. And he says, young Sergei!
Sergei!
that is a strange name you bestow upon me. Most know me as the Whaler.
Yes, well, if you prefer, I can refer to you as the Whaler.
And are you a Mr. Iarno Albrek?
Oh, word travels fast.
Well,
Yes, that is
most
I.
refer to you as a prick. So it is a pleasure to meet you.
You are so brave behind a door, aren't you? Please,
Yes.
come on out. This would be a lot easier if we don't have to fight. I have your friend Johann here.
Hello.
Who? Uh,
Can I ask,
sorry.
sorry, how long does Charm Person last?
An hour.
Strange thing is that I'm afraid you are not looking for Johann. You are looking for the Whaler.
Indeed, and I believe I have found him. So if you wouldn't mind, please.
Gentlemen, let me tell you a story. Out at sea, when you hear a little tune just like this playing amidst the ocean, there is a saying amongst pirates like myself. The saying simply is 3 letters, 1 word, run. And you know why that is, gentlemen? Because should you follow that whale, should you follow that tune, all you will find is death.
Well, that was a lovely story. Could you please open the door?
I'm afraid it's broken.
Right, well, we'll just have to break it further then, won't we, gentlemen? And, Johann, you
Shall.
see...
And Iarno, may I just say, it has been an absolute pleasure. Hopefully, we shall meet each other once again on some sunny day. And just so you know, I did warn you. I will take the paperweight, smash the window, cast invisibility, jump out, and cast Featherfall.
Oh, nice. That, I think, is a great place to end this week's episode. Thank you very much, folks, for tuning in. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment and a rating or review on your podcatcher of choice. And yeah, we'll see you guys next week. So that's it for another exciting episode of Bardic Quest. We hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. Before we go, we just wanted to give a big shout out to James Webster for letting us use his amazing animated artwork as part of the show. If you're a fan, be sure to show your support at patreon.com/JamesRPGArt. And of course, we can't forget the incredible sounds and music provided by Sirenscape. So head over to sirenscape.com to check out their amazing work.